Captain, and ready to go fire.
I have started the blog Rural and Volunteer Firefighting 101 to help make people aware of the current problems volunteer fire departments have, as well to create a community amongst fellow firefighters in their departments to help one another solve our issues. The issues are ongoing and can revolve around politicians and fire advisory boards. The problem is they forget about the volunteer. Yet, over 70% of America is composed of fire departments that are volunteer. They have never come to see our issues and how the laws and regulations they pass and how they affect us. I'm here to help expose this and help influence our decision makers. Now, let's take a look at the volunteer firefighter outside the department and how they have full-time jobs to provide for their families, and how firefighting is just to support their community. Fire Control 9203 copies page, responding Station 1. This is an ordinary response for the volunteer. They can be at work, home with their families, or out playing on their time off. When a call comes in, they need to respond. But to get here, a lot of training goes into the volunteer and all the different responses they need to be trained in. When we look into training firefighters on the volunteer level, a lot more goes into it than people realize. For example, on our engines, every firefighter has to know every seat position, as every seat in this truck has a different role and position of what they need to do. When we look at the engineer, for example, rules, laws, and regulations would say that you have to have a commercial B driver licensed driver at all times. Volunteer level, we can't do this. We don't have enough volunteers licensed to do this. So we actually train all our firefighters to know how to jump in this seat and be able to drive this, and even more so in 3 feet of snow, and to be able to deliver water out of the pumps to the firefighters on the hose. This is crucial to operating at a volunteer level. But we don't just fight fire. A lot more goes into our volunteer fire system. Let's take a look. Ice and water rescue operations. Wilderness and backcountry search and rescue. Urban interface and wildland firefighting. Low angle rope rescue operations. Hazardous materials and decontamination. Attach pad. As you can see, we don't just fight fire. In fact, over 65% of our call volume is due to medical emergencies. Volunteer fire departments have to have personnel certified to be able to respond to these emergencies. Personnel have to be certified as either an EMR, an EMT Basic, an EMT Advanced, or a paramedic. It takes a lot of time investment from these personnel to not only obtain the certification, but to keep it for something they don't do every day. They have to keep up on their training, which takes even more time away from their family and jobs. Operating in rural areas adds an extra element to not only fire, but medical. Hospitals are miles away, and ETA is longer than average for transporting units, making volunteer fire personnel held to a higher standard and be prepared for any type of medical emergency that could occur. So join me at Rural and Volunteer Firefighting 101, making a community to help address and solve our fire department issues and to continue our services in rural areas where we need to stay ahead of new recreations that are being created and performed daily in our rural areas, helping to show our needs and what it takes for us to operate at the volunteer level. To everyone from the curious tax-paying citizen to policymakers, stay safe.